Hey everybody, this is the Loner Spoilercast. Lonercast for the Marvels. We're doing the whole fucking MCU. You know, I never get this fucking intro to sound good, and it's fine. That's fine. We're covering Thor Dark World. I believe that's what it's called, right? Thor Dark World?
The Dark World.
It's the Dark World. Thor the Dark World. We watched this movie on yesterday.
Sure did.
Right after coming off of Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. This was our next movie. It's the next movie in the list. And I gotta say, I don't think this episode's gonna be very long. There's not a whole lot to talk about. And this is a very unremarkable movie.
Yeah, I was unimpressed with it. The more I think about it, like last night we finished it, right? And I was like, I think it's better than Thor 1. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, was it though? I still think it was. I
think it was because the dialogue was a little better.
There were some jokes that landed, but it still was pretty bad. Like
it was pretty bad.
Wise.
However, it was very Star Wars.
There was some Star Wars stuff, which was kind of cool. There was
so
cool
much
stuff.
Star Wars. There was so much Star Wars. Like even down to like the relationship between the main characters, between Thor and Jane. It was just like Anakin and Padme.
Yeah,
you know,
no
it was
chemistry.
just like no fucking chemistry. She kind of seems annoyed of him, and he's just kind of indifferent of her. Man. What can we say about this movie?
It's rough. I think it's probably the worst Marvel villain in any of the Marvel movies. Just like the most generic dude. And like,
yeah,
I know that the goop or whatever, the ether, turns out to be an Infinity Stone, but keeping that out of your mind, it just seems so like, why? Like, what is this?
But
like we don't even find out it's an Infinity Stone until the post-credits scene.
Post-credits scene, yeah. But one of the biggest things for that, how bad this antagonist was, is like by the end of the movie, you're like, what is he doing and why is he doing it? Right. Who does this help out? Like, there's no motivation. There's no purpose. It's literally just, I'm going to kill everyone and everything.
Yeah.
The end? Like, he had no character. There was no character between this guy.
I think the thing I liked the most about this movie was Loki. I think Loki had like a cool arc in this movie where, you know, he's coming off of Avengers. He's being locked up. He's in the prison. And like, you know, I really like that scene where he finds out Frigga died, you know, their mom, and he's all buttoned up, and then Thor's like, you don't even look sad, and then he like flashes, and he's all like disheveled and like sad and shit.
He's like, yeah, this is the real me, brother. Yeah. That's really cool. Like, Loki kills it in this one.
Yeah.
He kills it in the first one, even though it's terrible. But it's a little better in this one, and he still kills it.
I feel like his character is actually written better in this one, and it's kind of like I want to see more. I like the hint of like, you know, he took over Asgard at the end with him having like Thor thinks he's having this nice moment with his dad, but it turns out to be Loki, and it's like, oh, he's still a conniving asshole. So, but like ultimately, like this movie just felt like unimportant and unneeded. To the whole franchise. There were some fun moments. Like I like when Thor like fucking kills Korg in 2 seconds. You know, like I like that shit. Like I think some of the action scenes were pretty cool. Like I like when they're fighting at the end and they're going through the portals and the hammer's trying to find him, and it's like going to space and coming back. And that
was probably the coolest part of the whole movie, is when they're like punching each other through these invisible portals and going into different realms. Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, but like I fucking hated that realm where the bad guy was, the elves.
The dark realm.
Yeah, I hated
Dark
it.
World.
It was just so brown and
it
ugly.
It reminded me of a DC movie. It reminded me of like
Justice League or something.
Justice League. Yeah, where it's like this is the bad guy and he lives in this bleak ass planet and there's nothing on this planet.
And it's like you could have a bleak planet, but
boring.
like make it look interesting, you know?
Yeah.
Like add something to make it not just like noise. It just felt like noise on the screen. Like we have to put them somewhere, and this is it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's pretty much just like, yeah, let's have them fight in front of a green screen.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible.
It's no different.
So fun facts. I've got some fun facts for you here.
All right. Yeah.
This movie was originally supposed to be directed by Patty Jenkins, who went on to direct Wonder Woman.
Okay.
She directed the first and second Wonder Woman, which, funny enough, the first Wonder Woman is a Thor movie. Like, that movie is Thor, like, straight up, where it's like a fish out of water. It's a fucking Thor movie. So, like, she'd be perfect for that. And the person who really pushed for Patty Jenkins, I just found this out yesterday. I did some, like, research on it. The person who pushed for Patty Jenkins, because Patty Jenkins did that movie called Monster, which won an Academy Award. Charlize Theron, great movie. But was Natalie Portman. She was pushing hard for Patty Jenkins. And the studio was like, I don't think it's going to work. That really pissed off Natalie Portman. So much so that the end credits scene where Thor kisses Jane at the end, which is totally unnecessary,
and it feels so out of place too.
They could not get Natalie Portman back to do that scene. So that is actually Chris Hemsworth's wife.
No shit.
Yeah, for real, because they couldn't get her back because she's like, fuck you guys.
Wow.
Yeah. But since then, Marvel has had a lot of changes. There used to be this guy, I forget his name, but he was like a high up exec. He used to be like the guy between Kevin Feige and Bob Iger, right? Nowadays, there is no guy between Kevin Feige and Bob Iger. Kevin Feige's the guy.
Right.
This was before that happened. I think this is right before that happened. And this was probably the nail in the coffin for that guy. And I think that is also why we're going to see Natalie Portman come back. But like, you know, in the subsequent movies, we just sort of see her kind of written off. Like, oh yeah, we're, you know, taking some time apart. And then in Ragnarok, I think it's like, oh, sorry, you broke up. Sorry about Jane or whatever. But yeah, I guess she's coming back in the new one. So
that excites me, especially since they're not together because their chemistry on screen is horrible.
It's horrible. Yeah,
it's horrible. Like even Darcy and her intern have better chemistry.
It's true.
That even the guy that she's out with lunch with has better chemistry. Which who's supposed to be like not the love interest. Like he's a nerd and he's weird and she doesn't like him that much. But she had more chemistry with him than she did with Thor. And it's just kind of like, what? And even he calls her on the phone and she's like, where are you calling me? And even that section had more chemistry.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of out of place. However, when you're like, hey, here's a fun fact. I looked up 17 Thor fun facts from the movie. And I haven't really read them. But I figure we could go down.
Oh, yeah, give them to me.
This is just going to be fucking...
Give them to me.
A really short thing. So, photos of young Jane Foster in the apartment were courtesy of Natalie Portman's mother, who kept binders filled with photos of Natalie different ages of occasions like this. Oh. So that's actually young Natalie Portman.
Well, there you go.
Didn't fucking notice. There are about 30 hammers made for Thor of various weights for different uses. The master hammer is made from aluminum, but it's replicated in different materials, weights, including soft stunt. There's 30 versions of the hammer.
Very cool.
The design of Mjolnir was changed from version wielded in Marvel's Thor wielded in Marvel's Avengers. The new hammer has more of a sense of history and age to it. Okay. The inscription on Thor's hammer is written in Norse runes, translates to whoever holds this hammer if he is worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. We already know that.
We know
This
that. That's not a fun
fucking
fact.
sucks, dude.
That's a boring fact.
Seriously,
that's not even a fun fact.
It's literally written in the script.
Yeah, we know that.
Both Christopher Eccleston and Adewale. Oh Jesus, dude! The African guy, the African dark elf, and the other dark elf. The guys who play the two dark elves, respectively, had to memorize their dialogue written in an elven language that was created specifically for the film. Kind of cool.
Very Star Wars.
Yeah, it's very Star Wars. Before sending the helicopters to film over historic Greenwich, or Greenwich, I guess, in English, on a quiet Sunday morning, the location crew... The location crew dropped 4,000 letters in the area, 2,000 on one side of the river and 2,000 on the other side of the river, explaining to the residents what was going to be happening. That's kind of creepy. They have like this fucking... They drop leaflets from helicopters. And they're like,
blowing up
we're gonna be bombing your city. The Medina Streets of Asgard set is the biggest set ever built for a Marvel film. One can actually walk around the streets of Asgard and see the shops, pubs, and the training ground.
Cool.
I mean, probably since Loki, because I heard that one was a pretty big set too. Filming in Iceland involved remote locations where the crew had to drive for hours from the airport just to get to their hotels, then get to the fields of volcanic ash that stood in for the dark world as they drove for up to 2 hours or more.
They did that, and then they like browned it out and made it look all fucking ugly. Like, what the hell?
They could have. Well, I guess because the first one was ice. The first, like, the ice giants, it was all icy. So it would be kind of dumb to have another icy.
And that's fine, but like the skies and like everything was like this movie's so fucking ugly, dude. And like there were parts of it where like people were like blurry and shit. Like,
yeah, Jesus. It looked really bad. Filming at the famous Stonehenge historical site proved to be a challenge. After finally getting permission from English Heritage, the filmmakers found out that there were lots of rules and regulations associated with filming there. They could only be in amongst the stones outside of the normal visiting hours. So shooting had to take place early in the morning before opening, which gave the film crew about 3 hours before they had to pull back for wider shots once the stones were open to the public. Being at the heritage site, no one was allowed to touch the stones or walk on any stones. So a lot of logistics had to be applied to the film there.
So like they what they're saying is like they could not film the scene where the guy's running around naked while there were other people there.
Well, there were other people there. Yeah, you probably... I think it's more along the lines of they couldn't close it down.
Right, which makes sense. It's like that's their form of revenue, dude. You can't...
Right, yeah. That's why people are coming to...
Wherever.
Where England. The fuck is Stonehenge?
Somewhere
I don't know where Stonehenge is. Thor and Odin each have one look in costuming, but Thor needs 15 sets of his costume as he does so many stunts and action scenes. Nice. Odin has about 6 repeats of his costume. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else is kind of like, man. I'll find a better website next time. I'll be more prepared.
Very fun facts.
Fun facts. Thanks, whatever fucking...
Yeah, ultimately, shit movie, though. Should we rank it? Let's just rank it. Let's get this shit over with.
Let's just get this shit over with. Yeah, there's not much to talk about. Let me share my screen. This one. Go live. Boom. Open that bitch up. Can you see it? Is it working?
I can see it. All right. Should I read it?
You can read it.
This is for the audio listeners, but at number 1, we've got Loki. At number 2, we've got Iron Man. At number 3, we've got Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. At number 4, we've got Wakanda. The fuck?
Wakanda?
WandaVision. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. I thought you were joking around.
No, dude. I'm having a stroke.
Wow.
So at number 4, we've got WandaVision. At number 5, we've got Captain America: The First Avenger. At number 6, we've got The Avengers. At number 7, we've got Black Widow. At number 8, we've got Falcon Winter Soldier. At number 9, we've got Iron Man 3. At number 10, we've got Iron Man 2. At number 11, we've got The Incredible Hulk. And at number 12, we've got Thor.
Yeah, where would you put this?
I'd put it right above Thor.
I'm like, maybe it could go above Incredible Hulk.
Nope.
But then I'm like, Incredible Hulk was at least interesting.
Yeah,
it had interesting parts to it.
There was some stuff that I liked in Incredible Hulk that I don't know. I like this movie more than the first Thor, strictly because of Loki. I really think it's because of Loki, and
yeah, I mean, like, the Incredible Hulk had a better antagonist too. Ever so slightly.
The connection between Thor and Jane it was non-existent. Like, at least in the first one, there's that scene where he's shirtless and she's like, "Oh wow!" Like,
yeah.
You know.
And then they have that scene on the mountain, and she's like, "This is where I come to get my mind off of everything."
Or the scene where she's like, "That's what you wear all the time." It's a good look. You know.
Yeah. There was none of that. There was none of that.
Yeah, I think the action pieces were better in this one. I think his clan of friends were a little better in this one, but still, ultimately, I have no idea who the fuck they are, except for Heimdall.
And Sif because of Loki, the Loki show. This movie was something terrible.
Yeah, one of the worst.
Honestly, I can't believe. When this movie first came out, I kind of liked it. I'm like, it's not as bad as what everybody says. But watching it again, man, I can't think of any like redeeming qualities for this other than, that final fight, I suppose. That was pretty much it. And then also, did the bad guy die?
I don't know. He got squished.
He got squished. But he also has like the Infinity Stones running through him.
Well, they got it.
They got what?
They got the stone, at least. We know that.
They sure did.
Because
they didn't explain how they got it, though.
Right, because the end credits scene is them giving it to the Collector.
Yeah.
And he's like, 1 down,
5 to go. Yeah.
And yeah.
Man. Yeah, I did not realize how unremarkable this movie was until we like decided to do this. And
I think every movie from here on out though is like decent, especially the next two. The next two are really good. We've got The Winter Soldier, which is one of my favorites, and Guardians, which is another one of my favorites. So,
yeah, man,
I can't think of another one that's like gonna be down this far.
I think you're right. I think Thor just sucks.
Yeah, but like even the new Thor is good. I like the new Thor.
Oh, that's true. There is one more Thor. And okay, yeah. So it does redeem itself.
Yeah, the new Thor movie is probably like one of my favorites. Like that's gonna be S tier for sure.
It might be. It might be up there.
I've watched that movie so many times just because I think it's hilarious. That movie.
I have a feeling that when we watch these, like the next. After Ultron, we're going to have such a hard time
rating them.
We're going to be so split on rating them. I think that's going to be our biggest thing. Because like these are easy. It's like, Thor's bad. Yeah, Shang-Chi's Loki's good. Really good. Iron Man's really good. Shang-Chi was fantastic. Avengers, so it goes in the middle. But like, I feel like once it like starts going up, it's just going to be like, fuck, man. Was Guardians of the Galaxy better than Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
No, it wasn't. Guardians 2 is 10 times better.
I don't think so.
But we'll get there.
But we'll get there. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. It'll be interesting.
This is the fun of this show, though. Like, this is why I'm like enjoying this. Like, as we go through, I like revisiting them. Like, how good are these movies actually?
Yeah. And then we can make like one of those like fan movie things where you kind of like, these are our favorites sort of thing, and you have like the pictures of all of them in the ranking order. and everybody's like, "Oh, this is my order for those those movies."
Oh,
I forget what that's called.
Listify or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I remember hating Doctor Strange, and I know you love that movie. So
I like that movie a lot.
We might be torn on that, but I might go back to it and be like, yeah, that movie's actually pretty good.
I feel like, especially if we're watching them together, if we can consistently watch them together, it'll be like that energy.
We get that energy.
We get that energy. We start vibing a little bit better, and it's just like, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I appreciate it. And that's why we talk about it before we put it on here. But good Lord, Thor Dark World.
It's bad.
There's nothing to say about it. It's sad.
It's very forgettable, even though a lot of like important stuff to the Thor universe happens, like Frigga dying and like Loki taking over as king or whatever. Like
Loki dying again.
It's just like a very forgettable movie, you know.
It really is. Yeah.
I like the scene where he cuts his hand off, though. That was good.
I thought that I felt like that was just like, yeah, this is gonna happen. You know, like it didn't surprise me. But I don't know if that was like because I already knew it, because I've seen the movie once, or if it was like, or if it was just kind of like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Well, it's probably just hindsight because, you know, Loki came out and Thor's not dead. You
it's
know?
Not like Thor can't lose a limb. We saw him lose his eye.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. And his hair.
But we did see him lose his hair. It's true. And his hammer. Fuck, we saw him lose his fucking hammer, dude.
Yeah, he lost his hammer.
Got blown up.
It got stolen by that fucking scam of Captain America scamp. That little guy, Captain America, stole his hammer.
Oh yeah,
that little scamp.
But Hela grabs him
and
blows
crushes it. Yeah. Because she's fucking worthy.
Yeah, or just strong. I don't know.
Maybe.
We saw the dude hit it away in this one, right?
Yeah, which was strange. He's just like, nah. Man, these dark elves sucked. Dark elves sucked. They looked cool. They sucked.
I like their like little masks. Yeah.
I like their grenades. Their grenades are really cool.
The grenades were a highlight for sure, and pretty brutal. Like, yeah. But I don't know.
I'm trying to think of something else.
We're good. We got a 23-minute episode. Let's end it.
No, okay. All right. Well, we're ending it here, folks.
Eat pant.
Eat pant. Don't watch this movie unless you're like crazy like us. Yeah, thanks for watching. Check out our other shows on the channel.
Yeah. Or don't.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for the better ones, because better ones are coming.
Next week, baby. We got some good ones.
Next week, Captain America, Winter Soldier. So that's a good one. That is a good one. And we'll have much more to say about it. Yeah. See you later.